Dr. Ryan French here with Live Well Family Chiropractic. We got Stephen here again asking the tough questions, so fire away.
Well, I know when I first started coming to you many years ago, and I noticed a lot of people, they usually just come in when there's a problem, like common back pain, neck pain. Why do I see a lot of babies coming in, even if there's not any noticeable symptoms wrong with them?
Okay, that's a great question. Usually the first subluxation or misalignment happens at birth. Now, as men, we haven't experienced birth, but our women out there can know what it feels like to give birth to a child, but we've seen how the child has come out. Now, when we're delivering, we can have some issues. If the baby gets stuck or there's some pulling that needs to happen, that's putting a ton of pressure on the neck. A lot of people will perceive that C-section babies actually come out better, which is false, because they've actually got to go in there and pull them out. Now, if I had a baby here and I was pulling on their neck, we got to put a lot of pressure to pull them out. So that's when the first subluxation happens. Again, like I've talked about in the past, usually symptoms don't show up until they're 60% dysfunction. So what we do for those babies that don't see any problems, we have them come in, we check their spinal columns to make sure that those vertebrae are sitting exactly where they need to be so that it can happen. After we do that well baby check, we make sure that, hey, everything's where it needs to be. And for us at this clinic, we see the baby once a month for the first year of life. We want to get them through the crawling stage, we want to get them through the walking stage, and be able to address any of those problems before they come about. That's why we see the babies when they're young. Now, or when they're just leaving the hospital. Sometimes we do have to have babies that come in, whether they're dealing with colic or whether they're dealing with respiratory issues or bigger issues, and that's why we also come in when they are experiencing symptoms. So it's more than just a symptom. We're trying to treat the body as a whole so they can operate better.
So should I bring my baby in on an ongoing basis just for like routine maintenance after you get those initial subluxations worked out, for lack of a better term, after they're born or after they're
Yeah, definitely, because the baby's growing, the baby's going through things. All of us that have had children, you watch them develop through the first year of life. You know, my little man, when he just started walking, we were at the hospital because he ran into a bathtub with his chin. Yeah, the stitches were here, but what did it do to his neck? Definitely we adjusted so that we can adjust that so that he can grow through the rest of his life so that spine can develop the way that it needs to. So yeah, that's why we do our once a month baby checks to make sure that everything's growing how it needs to.
Great, thank you.
All right, well, if you have any babies out there and would like us to check, bring them in. We'd love to be a part of your family.